Most people believe that fruit is always healthy, especially as we get older. We've heard it our whole lives. Eat more fruit. It's good for you. It keeps you strong. But what if I told you that certain fruits, ones you probably eat regularly, might actually be weakening your legs without you even realizing it? Now, before you think I'm telling you to avoid fruit entirely, that's not it at all. But there's something happening in your body after 60 that changes how certain fruits affect your leg strength, your balance, and even your confidence when walking. The interesting part? This has almost nothing to do with sugar or calories like most people assume. It's something quieter, something that happens gradually, and almost no one talks about it. Stay with me through this entire video, because near the end, I'll share the one simple fruit swap that supports leg strength naturally. Even if you're 65, 75, or beyond. And trust me, you'll wish you'd known this sooner. Before we dive in, I'd love to connect with you for just a moment. Could you do me a small favor? In the comments below, let me know, where are you watching from today? Maybe share your age too, if you're comfortable. It's always wonderful to see seniors from all around the world learning together in one place. And while you're typing, I'm curious. What's one thing you've learned recently about eating better or staying active? It could be something small. I love hearing your stories and experiences. Thank you so much for sharing. It truly means a lot. Now, let's talk about what's really happening with certain fruits and your leg strength after 60, and why the advice you've heard for years might actually be missing something important. You see, our bodies change in ways we don't always notice. And some foods that used to support us might now be working against us, quietly, slowly, but noticeably over time. Let's uncover what's really going on. In the next 20 minutes or so, you're going to discover one surprising way certain fruits quietly drain leg strength after 55, and it's not what doctors usually mention. Why the healthy fruits you eat every morning might be affecting your balance and energy, even though they seem perfectly fine. A simple fruit swap that naturally supports muscle strength, stability, and confidence, without complicated meal plans. What most seniors misunderstand about fruit and aging muscles. This one often surprises people. And at the very end, a surprising tip that many only learn after a health scare, but you won't have to wait for that. Make sure you stay until the very end, because the final insight is often the one people wish they'd known years earlier. And if you spot something in this video that surprises you, something you didn't know before, leave a quick comment. I read every single one, and I love learning from your experiences too. Alright, let's get started. Why leg strength changes after 60. Here's something most seniors don't realize at first. After about 55 or 60, your muscles start behaving differently. Not because you're doing anything wrong, but because your body's chemistry shifts naturally with age. One of the biggest changes? Your muscles become less efficient at holding on to their strength and size. It's called sarcopenia, but don't worry about the fancy term. What it means is this: your legs need more support than they used to, especially from the foods you eat. Now, here's where it gets interesting. Certain fruits, ones that seem perfectly healthy, can actually interfere with your body's ability to maintain leg muscle. Not because fruit itself is bad, but because of how your aging body processes it now. Think about it this way. Imagine your legs are like a car engine. After 60, that engine needs premium fuel to run smoothly. But some fruits? They're more like watered-down fuel. They might give you quick energy, but they don't support the deeper strength your legs actually need. Does this sound familiar? Maybe you've noticed your legs feeling weaker or getting tired faster, even though you're eating healthy. If so, you're not alone. And you're about to understand why. The hidden problem with high-water fruits. This is where most seniors get confused. We've been told forever, eat watermelon, eat cantaloupe, eat honeydew. They're refreshing, hydrating, full of vitamins. And that's true. But here's what they don't tell you. These high-water fruits fill you up quickly, but they don't provide much of what your leg muscles actually need to stay strong. Your muscles need protein, potassium, magnesium, and certain nutrients that support muscle function. High-water fruits, they're mostly just water, which is fine for hydration, but not for leg strength. And here's the tricky part. When you fill up on watermelon or cantaloupe at breakfast or as a snack, you might not feel hungry for more nutrient-dense foods later. So without realizing it, you're eating less of what your legs actually need. It's like trying to build a house with just water and no bricks. You can't build strength that way. Now, I'm not saying you can never eat these fruits. But if leg strength is a concern for you, if you've noticed weakness, instability, or tiredness in your legs, it might be time to make a simple swap. And if you're wondering which fruits actually support leg strength, keep watching. I'll share that in just a few minutes. The sugar spike problem, without scaring you. Almost no one explains this clearly, so let me break it down gently. Some fruits cause your blood sugar to rise quickly. And when your blood sugar spikes and then drops, your muscles can feel weaker, shakier, or more fatigued. This happens especially with fruits like grapes, pineapple, and even bananas when eaten alone. Now, I'm not telling you these fruits are dangerous. But here's what happens. When your blood sugar goes up and down like a roller coaster, your muscles don't get steady energy. Instead, they get a quick burst, followed by a crash. And over time, this pattern can make your legs feel less stable, less strong, and more prone to fatigue. Think about it like this. Imagine trying to walk steadily on a path that keeps tilting up and down. It's exhausting, right? That's what inconsistent blood sugar does to your muscles. The good news? There are fruits that give you steady energy without the spike. And I'll tell you exactly which ones in just a moment. But first, let's talk about one more fruit issue that surprises almost everyone. The potassium paradox. Here's something seniors rarely hear, but it matters after 60. Potassium is incredibly important for leg strength. It helps your muscles contract properly, supports balance, and prevents cramping. Now, you've probably heard that bananas are the best source of potassium. And they do have potassium, that's true. But here's the thing. Bananas aren't the highest potassium fruit, and for some seniors, eating too many bananas can actually cause other issues. Why? Because bananas are high in natural sugars and can cause that blood sugar spike we just talked about. Plus, if you're eating multiple bananas a day thinking you're helping your legs, you might be overdoing it on sugar and missing out on other nutrients your body needs. So what should you do instead? There are other fruits, ones I'll share soon, that have just as much or even more potassium without the sugar overload. And they support your legs in a much steadier, gentler way. If you're realizing you've been relying heavily on bananas, don't worry. You're not doing anything wrong. You just didn't have this information yet. And that's exactly why you're here. Dried fruits and leg strength. This one often surprises people. Dried fruits, like raisins, dried apricots, dried cranberries, seem like a convenient, healthy snack. And in small amounts, they're fine. But here's the problem. When fruit is dried, all the water is removed, which means the sugar becomes super concentrated. So a small handful of raisins has way more sugar than a large bowl of fresh grapes. And remember what we said about blood sugar spikes? Dried fruits are one of the biggest culprits. Plus, dried fruits are easy to overeat. You might snack on a handful here and there without realizing you've just consumed the sugar equivalent of several pieces of fresh fruit. For your leg muscles, this means inconsistent energy, more fatigue, and less support for muscle strength. If you love dried fruits, I'm not saying you have to give them up completely. But if leg strength is a priority, fresh fruits are a much better choice. Before we move forward, I want to pause for just a moment. If this video is already helping you understand your body a little better, if something here has made you think, oh, that's why I've been feeling this way, could you tap the like button? It really helps other seniors discover this information too. And I absolutely love reading your comments. Your experiences, your questions, your insights, they all matter. So don't be shy about sharing. All right, let's keep going. Because what's coming next is where everything starts to come together. Fruits that actually support leg strength. Okay, this is what you've been waiting for. So which fruits actually help your legs stay strong, balanced, and energized? Here are the best ones. 1. Berries, especially blueberries, strawberries, and blackberries. These are low in sugar, high in antioxidants, and they don't cause blood sugar spikes. They're gentle on your system, and they support muscle recovery naturally. 2. Kiwi. Surprisingly high in potassium, vitamin C, and fiber. Kiwi supports muscle function and helps your body absorb the nutrients it needs. 3. Oranges and other citrus fruits. Great for steady energy, packed with vitamin C, which supports collagen in your muscles and joints, and they're easy to digest. 4. Avocado. Yes, it's technically a fruit. Full of healthy fats, potassium, and magnesium, all essential for leg strength and muscle function. 5. Papaya. Gentle on digestion, supports muscle recovery, and has natural enzymes that help your body process protein better. Notice what these all have in common. They give you steady energy, they support muscle function, and they don't overwhelm your body with sugar. If you start swapping out high water or high sugar fruits for these options, you'll likely notice a difference in how your legs feel, especially over the course of a few weeks. Try this. Pick one fruit from this list and have it with breakfast tomorrow. Then come back and let me know in the comments how you feel after a week. I'd love to hear your experience. Here's something most seniors don't think about. When you eat fruit matters almost as much as which fruit you eat. If you eat fruit on an empty stomach first thing in the morning, it can cause your blood sugar to spike faster. But if you pair fruit with a source of protein or healthy fat, like a handful of nuts, a bit of Greek yogurt, or even a boiled egg, it slows down the sugar absorption and gives your muscles steadier energy. This is especially helpful for leg strength because your muscles need consistent fuel throughout the day, not quick bursts followed by crashes. So here's a simple tip. Never eat fruit alone. Always pair it with something that has protein or fat. It's a small adjustment, but it makes a big difference. Hydration and muscle function. Let's talk about something that ties everything together. Hydration. Your leg muscles are about 75% water. If you're even slightly dehydrated, your muscles can't function properly. They'll feel weaker, cramp more easily, and tire out faster. Now, high-water fruits like watermelon and cucumber do help with hydration. That's their strength. But they shouldn't be your only strategy. You also need to drink plain water throughout the day. And here's a tip. If you notice leg cramps or muscle fatigue, it might not just be dehydration. It could also be low electrolytes, sodium, potassium, magnesium. So pairing hydration with the right fruits, like kiwi, berries, and citrus, gives your legs the best support possible. Does this make sense? If you've been dealing with leg cramps or weakness, hydration combined with better fruit choices might be exactly what you need. The role of protein with fruit. This is a game changer that almost no one talks about. Your leg muscles need protein to maintain their strength. And if you're eating mostly fruit and not enough protein, your muscles will gradually weaken, no matter which fruits you choose. So here's the key. Think of fruit as a side, not the main event. Have your berries or kiwi alongside eggs, a bit of cheese, some nuts, or yogurt. That combination gives your muscles everything they need: steady energy, essential nutrients, and the protein required to maintain strength. A lot of seniors focus so much on eating healthy that they accidentally undereat protein. And that's often the missing piece when it comes to leg strength. If you're wondering how much protein you need, a general guideline is about 25 to 30 grams per meal. That might sound like a lot, but it's easier than you think. One egg has about 6 grams, a small piece of chicken has about 20 to 25 grams, and Greek yogurt has around 10 to 15 grams. Pair that with your fruit, and you're giving your legs exactly what they need. What about fruit juice? Let me be gentle but clear about this. Fruit juice is not the same as whole fruit. When you drink juice, even 100% fruit juice with no added sugar, you're getting all the sugar from the fruit, but none of the fiber. And without fiber, that sugar hits your bloodstream fast, causing the exact blood sugar spike we've been talking about. Plus, it's easy to drink the juice of 3 or 4 oranges in one glass, which is way more sugar than you'd ever eat if you were eating whole oranges. For leg strength and overall health, whole fruit is always better than juice. If you love juice, try diluting it with water, half juice, half water. Or better yet, switch to eating the whole fruit instead. Your legs will thank you. All right, now let's tie everything together and talk about the myth that confuses almost everyone. The myth is this: all fruit is healthy, so I can eat as much as I want. And yes, fruit is healthy, but that doesn't mean all fruits are equally helpful for leg strength, especially after 60. Here's why. Your body changes. Your muscles become more sensitive to blood sugar swings. Your nutrient needs shift. And foods that worked fine when you were younger might not support you the same way now. That doesn't mean fruit is bad. It just means you need to be strategic about which fruits you eat, how much, and when. Think of it like this. A car runs on fuel, but not all fuel is the same quality. Premium fuel keeps the engine running smoothly. Low-quality fuel might still work, but over time, it causes problems. Your legs are the same way. Feed them the right fruits, the ones that support muscle function, steady energy, and nutrient absorption, and they'll stay stronger for longer. Now it makes sense, doesn't it? This is why small, simple swaps, like choosing berries over watermelon or pairing fruit with protein, can feel so powerful, because you're finally giving your body what it actually needs. Has this changed how you think about fruit? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts. So far, we've covered why certain fruits can quietly weaken your legs after 60, which fruits to avoid or limit if leg strength is a concern, the best fruits to support muscle function and steady energy, how to pair fruit with protein for maximum benefit, and why timing and hydration matter too. But there's still one more important insight, and it may surprise you more than anything else we've discussed today. It's something I wish more seniors knew earlier. So stay with me for just a few more minutes. Here it is, the final tip that ties everything together. The secret isn't just about which fruits you eat. It's about consistency. A lot of seniors make the mistake of trying to change everything at once. They throw out all their fruit, buy new stuff, and try to follow complicated meal plans. And within a week or two, they're overwhelmed and go back to their old habits. But here's the truth. Small, consistent changes always win. Start with just one swap. Maybe this week, you replace your morning banana with a bowl of berries and a handful of almonds. That's it. Nothing else changes. Next week, maybe you add a kiwi as an afternoon snack instead of dried fruit. The week after that, you start pairing your fruit with a bit of protein. These tiny adjustments add up, and within a month, you'll notice your legs feel steadier. You have more energy. You're not as tired when walking or climbing stairs. And the best part? These changes are easy to stick with because they don't feel like a dramatic overhaul. They're just small, thoughtful choices. So here's my challenge for you. Pick one thing from this video, just one, and try it tomorrow. Then come back and leave a comment letting me know how it goes. I'd love to hear what changes you notice. No matter your age, whether you're 60, 70, 80, or beyond, your body can still improve. Leg strength isn't something that's lost forever. It can be supported, maintained, and even rebuilt with the right choices. And those choices don't have to be complicated or overwhelming. They can be as simple as swapping one fruit for another, or pairing your snack with a bit of protein. Progress comes from consistent small steps, not from doing everything at once. So be kind to yourself. Celebrate the small wins. And remember, improvement is always possible. You deserve to feel strong, steady, and confident in your body. And the fact that you're here, learning, asking questions, and taking action, that's already a huge step forward. If you enjoyed learning these simple, senior-friendly tips for supporting your leg strength, I'd love to have you here more often. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I share new videos like this regularly, always with kindness and practical advice you can actually use. And before you go, I'd really love to hear from you. Which part of today's video stood out the most? And what's one small change you're going to try tomorrow? Your comments help me know what kind of videos to make next, and I genuinely read every single one. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourself, be gentle with your body, and I'll see you in the next video.